turnout in this stadium, how optimistic, how excited are you to see these fans pour over across the Atlantic to watch their team play in Dublin?
We absolutely can't wait. I mean, what an experience today, especially in the build up to game day, going around the tailgates, looking what was happening in the stadium, and we're so looking forward to bringing this to Dublin and bringing it to Ireland. What we've seen over the past couple of days has been huge engagement. We've seen so much fun, the real familial sense of how we've been welcomed in by everybody here at FSU, and we look forward to paying that back in spades when they come next August for the game. For Dublin, we can't wait. I think they're going to have, everybody who comes over is going to have an absolute trip of a lifetime, and yeah, it's going to be absolutely amazing.
Should we wait?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you guys have a question?
I'll go with one. Obviously, there's a rich connection between FSU and Ireland. Over the summer, we saw the World Cup. We had Heather Payne played FSU soccer, Megan Campbell, Megan Conley, and there's many more. You know, to build on that connection between this area in Florida, Tallahassee, FSU, and now to bring that over to Ireland. I mean, how exciting is that for you?
Yeah, it's huge, and great that you mentioned Heather Payne and the success she had in the World Cup. She's going on now to play professional with Everton in the UK, and very good luck to Heather. She helped us with the launch here last March. I think, you know, Ireland's sport mad. I think from what we can see around here, it's sport mad as well, and there's already talk about bringing your rugby team over now to play against Trinity, etc. But it's also the opportunity with Georgia Tech, who we're playing against you. There's an Irish guy who's on scholarship over there, who's their punter. So the opportunities for kids in Ireland to actually see the sport of American football, as we call it, and want to play it and want to get scholarships over here. So who knows what part of the legacy out of this game is we could have a young Irish guy playing for Florida State in a couple of years' time. Claire, do you want to add to that?
Sure. Well, just to say, 1 year ago today, Ireland established its first ever consulate in Florida. So that is our big long-term investment in this state. And our plans to grow our really deep economic and people-to-people relations. And I know this game next summer is going to turbocharge that project that the consulate is involved in. And I'll be here with my colleagues to nurture and grow all those wonderful relationships that are going to be established through the game. And I'm really delighted to be here, and FSU have been superb hosts, and we couldn't be somewhere with a kinder atmosphere than this university, I feel, and the killer instinct too, which is important, obviously. So huge thanks to our hosts.
I guess we've seen a lot of NFL games played in London, Germany through the years. Why college football? Why does college football make sense for Dublin, maybe in particular?
So yeah, where the population comes into play as well a little bit. Ireland's not north and south of 6 million people. So we looked at, we're very fortunate to have Notre Dame and Boston College with huge Irish connections, and that's where it started. Boston College played against Army in 1988. Notre Dame now played there 3 times as recently as this year against Navy, and broke a world record for the largest amount of Americans ever to leave the United States for a single event. So we've honed in on college football for a number of reasons. One, we think it's a really, really good fit as part of, from a diaspora perspective or from an Ireland connection. You know, we're not emigrating anymore. The last time Irish people came to the United States was in the 1980s. So if we're going to keep them connections, one of them between Ireland and America as generations move on, doing it through college football, building relationships with places like Florida State, Georgia Tech, Nebraska, Northwestern, who've come on this journey with us, etc., is so important to what we're doing here in relation to that. So our objective when we started this was to do a 5-game series. COVID obviously put a stop to the first 2. This game will be year 3. But actually when we launched this game, we changed our objective, and we now, as far as we're concerned, college football will open in Dublin forevermore when on week 0. And that's the objective now, to keep it there and make Dublin the European headquarters of college football, if you like.
This is a question for all 3 of you. Looking at what you guys have saw from the Florida State game here today, are there any elements of the specific Florida State culture that you'll look to replicate when the Seminoles play Georgia Tech next year? So, you know, maybe Renegade and Chief Osceola, more than just the cheerleaders that you find at every game.
I'm going to hand over to these 2, but I can tell you, the groundskeeper in the Aviva Stadium has said no rambling wrecks and no horses. So we're going to have to try and put him on holidays on the last week of August next year and cheat a little bit. But one of the reasons the whole group is over is to look at the traditions. How can we look at some of the traditions of Florida State And even watching the team arriving today and how can we actually do that around the Viva Stadium, so on and so forth. So part of the objective was here is to watch what the traditions are and how do we make them a little bit Irish and make you guys feel really at home when you come in next year.
And that's it. It's about Irishifying it, and it's about putting our slant on game day 0. But wider than that. So it's not just about the game itself. The motto of what we do is much more than a game. So if we look at what's gone on with previous games and what we hope to replicate again next year and the years ahead, we have the game on the Saturday, but we've also got a big cultural element. We've got an educational element through the American Irish Medical Summit. We've got 500 US Ireland business leaders through the US Ireland CEO Club come for dinner. Last year through Senator Mark Daly, with 250 state legislators from the US come to Dublin through the American Irish State Legislators Caucus, as well as then the big pep rallies in the 3 Arena. Notre Dame had 10, 11, 12, 13,000 people for a pep rally. Navy had a massive pep rally in Merrion Square in the heart of Dublin. So it's not just the game, it's everything that goes around the game that week. And that's what we're offering, that's what we're saying to people. Come to Dublin, come experience this, because it's more than just a game.
Well, I think what's amazing is the family participation. It was wonderful. I mean, it's family weekend here at FSU, but it's been wonderful to see all the families coming out and supporting the team. Just the energy in the stadium is incredible, and I know that the Knowles are extremely competitive. And I think my adopted state can get a better turnout than Notre Dame did at the pep rallies next August in Dublin. And as to can we get Osceola on the pitch and all that, I think nobody is more persuasive than the Lord Mayor and Pádraig O'Kane, and I have absolute confidence that they will make the impossible possible, as Pádraig has done so many times in the past. So it's going to be, well, he's like, thanks for your faith in me, which I'm not sure how I feel about, but I think no better person to be at the helm of this, and I know it's going to be a sensational game next August in Dublin, with these two playing a huge part in delivering it.